Good afternoon, everybody. So today we will start MS Excel. I've already sent you two revision videos on MS Excel, which we have done already in class 7. But still, I will show in practicals now a little, and some explanation videos will be given to you on your WhatsApp group. So how do we start MS Excel? This is the start button or the search button where you will type Excel. So when you type Excel, this Excel shortcut will be shown over here, the icon. If you click on that, Microsoft Excel will open. Now see here, they have given you many templates of MS Excel, but we will use the blank workbook. So we click on blank workbook. So as soon as you click on that, a new workbook will open and you will go to the file menu and save the file immediately. Go to save as this PC. I'm doing it in the D drive, and I will give a proper name to it. So I will give MS Excel 1. Okay, so since today is the first practical lesson on MS Excel, so we are naming it 1. And whenever we save, you must see where you are saving it. It is very important you have a look at this part of the dialog box, because when you're in a hurry, you save wherever they show as a default location, and later on you forget where you have saved it and you have to search the entire computer for it in the next day. So I will also keep an eye on these two. So this is being saved in this computer's D drive. So I'll click on save. So you can see the name of the Excel workbook has been changed to MS Excel 1. And see, when the first time it opens, this is the active cell which with a dark border. This is the active cell, and it is by default A1. This is the cell address of the this is the address of the cell. First you give the column name, which is A, and then you give the row number, which is 1. So you can see that this 1 and A is also highlighted. It looks different from that of the others. So we know that these are the rows. In column wise, these are the columns, and these are the rows. Now in this chapter, that in your book, apart from the revision plans, what you have is how to select ranges of cell. So first you should know what is a range of cell. A range of cell is a group of cells that have been selected or highlighted, which form a shape of a rectangular box. A range is specified by giving the address of the first cell in the range and the last cell in the range. What do you mean by that? Let's see when I selected this row, can you see this is a rectangular box which is selected and it's highlighted? So that means this is a group of cells selected. And what is the range? Range is from this entire row 4. Okay, now let me select a part of the column. This is a part of the column. So what is the range of this selection? The range of cell is from C3. See, this is column C, and which row? row number 3. So this is from C3 to C14. You can see the highlight along this row numbers also. So this is one range of cells. Again, this is again another range of cells. Okay, starting from, I can do it here also. This starting from D6, this is the first cell, and if you select here, see what is the last cell. The last cell is column H and row 13. So these are called the range of cells. Now there is another thing written, very important, is when you specify the range of a cell, you can define the range by using colons. Like when do we do that? Suppose I am using autofill over here of the natural numbers, and I select and I create till 20. Okay, auto generated numbers. This is the autofill feature that I've used. Now suppose in this one here, I'm finding out the sum of all the numbers. Okay, I'll move here a little. Okay, wait. You must be able to see the. Okay, now suppose here I am finding out the sum of all these numbers, these natural numbers. So what is the function? Equals to, we will always start a function with an equal to sum, and within brackets I will give the range. Now what is the range? The range is from here A1, this is the first cell A1. So I click on the cell, the address comes automatically, colon the last cell. This is the last cell. So you see, as soon as you separate these two cell addresses using colon, the cells are selected, and that is the range. And if you press enter button, then it will give you the sum. So how did we mention the range? See here, the range was specified by giving the cell address of the first one, colon, then the address of the last cell. This is how you specify ranges. Any questions, you can give it on your WhatsApp group or on the live chat. Okay, Torsha has asked a question that if you forget, then how to look for that workbook. In that case, you have to go to my computer. You have to go to my computer, this PC, and then here you have a search bar, this one, search in this PC. Then you have to write the name of the file with which you had saved that, and it will give you a list. Suppose I have forgotten where I have saved this file, so I type in Excel 1 and press enter. Let's see if it can find it. See, it has found the file Excel 1. Where is it? It is in the D drive. So this is how you can search for forgotten files or lost files. Okay, no other doubts I see. Okay. Okay, no doubts over here also. Fine. Let's move on to the next part. I hope you have the book in front of you. Go to page 22, selecting range in columns and rows. So we've just done that. I'll just repeat. This is selecting rows. I'm deleting everything for my future use. This is selecting rows. How do you select? See, the cursor, it looks like a plus sign, isn't it? A thick one with a width. It has a width. Now when you bring the cursor on this row number, the cursor changes to a right facing arrow. So if you click in this position, then the entire row is selected. Click means left click, and when it is required to be right click, we say it to be right click, but left click is referred to as only click. Again, how to select the column? Again, the same thing. You bring the mouse pointer on the row column name. Suppose the column G. See, the cursor is changing. If I click, the entire column is selected. And if you want to select a range of columns, click and drag, release. Okay. Row also the same thing. Click, drag, release. Okay. Okay, partial range I have also discussed. Selecting partial range in column and in rows. Sheet tab in a spreadsheet. What is a sheet tab? Now this is a workbook. What has opened now is a workbook, and by default you can see over here there is a sheet 1. Now by default, so how many sheets are they giving? One sheet. But you can create more sheets. See this plus sign. If you keep the mouse pointer on this plus sign, you will see that they have given a pop-up message, new sheet. That's the purpose of that icon. So if you click on this, see a new sheet has been added. So if you go on adding, it will allow you to create new sheets. So I have created 8 sheets. Now I am in which sheet number? I am in sheet 8. If I click on here, see, in whichever sheet you are, that one comes in this way, different from the rest of it. Apart from that, they also give you the option of renaming a sheet. This name is sheet 1. So suppose I am giving renaming. Okay, rename, suppose I give here English. So maybe in this sheet I am going to store all the marks obtained by the students in English, and then I can give this one as maths. So I am renaming the sheets, maybe science. Okay, now if these sheets are not required, then you can delete these sheets. How will you delete? Right click on the sheet and go to delete. Okay, again I want to delete sheet 5. Put the mouse pointer on the sheet, right click, delete. So I am deleting all the extra sheets. Right click, delete. Right click on the sheet you want to delete and select the delete option from the pop-up menu. Then we will come to cell referencing. There are 3 types of cell referencing: relative reference, absolute reference, and mixed reference. Now what do you mean by self-referencing? When I did that sum, use the sum function to find the sum of all the natural numbers 1 to 20. I'll do till 10 here. Sum, open brackets, and I've given this range. Instead of typing, I can select also. Okay, I'll type now A1 colon A10. Okay, see how automatically this range was selected. I did not do anything with my mouse. I just typed in the range, it was automatically selected. Now after you have given the range, you just press enter. It will give you the calculated value. Now here that you have written A1 colon A10, this is called referencing. You're referencing to these cells A1, A2, A3, A4 till A10. Okay, see, I think somebody has a problem. Okay, if you are not getting the live chat option, you will get it just below the video. There is a live chat icon. Okay, if you click on that, the live chat will open. I think few girls are not able to see that. I'm sending a snapshot on your WhatsApp group. Those are not able to see the comment space, for them I'm sending. Just give me 1 minute. Please check your WhatsApp group. I've sent the live chat option where you will get it. Okay. Now, suppose here we have all the even numbers 2, 4, 6, and I'm applying autofill over here. Okay. Now I want to apply the same formula. Which formula? Sum of A1 colon A10 on this cell also. So I am not going to type the formula again. I will just click here and drag. See, automatically it is giving you the sum as 110. But I did not type. Now see what is the formula given over here. It is B1 to B10. Okay. Here I had typed A1 to A10. But when I copied the formula over here, automatically it had become B1 colon B10. So this is relative referencing. What is it doing? The computer is analyzing that in this cell, that is cell number A12, see this is always the cell address of the active cell. So this is my active cell. What is the address? A12. The formula in the A12 is adding the values of the cells that are there in the same column, row number 1 to 10. So it applied the same pattern in this next cell, and since this sum function is in the B column, so it thought that here also I am going to find the sum of the numbers in the same column from row 1 to 10. So if I give here multiples of 3, then automatically I will copy, if I copy the formula again in this cell, it will make it C1 to C10. So this is using relative referencing. But if I give here a dollar sign means the computer cannot change the cell range. So I am locking the cell range. So see, the dollar in front of A means I am locking column A. This dollar in front of 1 means locking row 1. Again this dollar $A means I am locking a column A, and this one is locking row 10, and I press enter. This is not changing, but when I click and drag and extend the same formula in the next two cells, I will get the same answer. Why? Because I did not allow them to change the range. When there was a relative referencing, they changed the range according to the same pattern. But I have locked all the rows and columns, so the computer will apply the same range and cannot change the range according to the pattern. So this is absolute referencing. Okay, this is called absolute referencing. And when you mix the type of referencing, that is instead of locking both rows and columns, I either lock only the row and not the column. So this is called mixed referencing. See, in this kind of a referencing, I have written $1 colon $10. That means I have locked the row numbers. It is always from row 1 to 10, but the column can change. So if I do it in this way, you will see the answers will change because the rows have not changed. I have locked the rows, but I have not locked the columns. So the computer has changed this according to relative referencing and made A to B and A to C in these two cells. Okay. So this was the three types of referencing: relative referencing, absolute referencing, and hybrid or mixed referencing. Functions I will not do today. For functions we will give you a separate class. So for today's class it is we'll do till here, and I will be sending the explanation videos on your WhatsApp group. Thank you. You might now go back to your